What causes a Python runtime error and how can you fix it? Imagine writing a perfect program and then suddenly it stops working. That's what a Python runtime error does. It shows up during the program's execution, not during writing or checking the code. These errors happen when Python encounters something it cannot handle while running. They can be caused by many things, like trying to divide by 0, using a variable that hasn't been defined, or performing an operation on incompatible data types. One common cause is division by 0. If you try to divide any number by 0, Python throws a 0 division error. For example, if you write print 5 divided by 0, Python will stop and give you an error message. Another cause is using a variable that Python doesn't recognize. If you forget to define a variable before using it, Python raises a name error. For example, trying to print the value of a variable called when you never set will cause this error. Type mismatches are also frequent. If you try to add a string and a number like hello plus 5, Python cannot combine them and throws a type error. Index errors happen when you try to access a position in a list or string that doesn't exist. For example, if you have a list of 3 items and try to access the 5th item, Python will give you an index error. Key errors occur when you try to access a dictionary key that isn't there. For example, if your dictionary doesn't have a key called name and you try to access it, Python raises a key error. Attribute errors happen when you try to use a method or property that an object doesn't have. For example, calling a method that doesn't exist on an object causes this error. Excessive recursion or calling a function repeatedly without stopping can lead to a recursion error. Python also has other exceptions like value error, which occurs when a function receives an argument of the right type but an invalid value, or I/O error, which relates to input and output problems like file access issues. To fix these errors, start by carefully reading the error message Python provides. It tells you what kind of error occurred and the exact line where it happened. Check if all your variables are defined before you use them. Make sure you are using the correct data types for each operation. For example, convert strings to numbers if needed, using functions like int or flow. Wrap risky code in, try except blocks to catch errors and handle them gracefully. For example, if you suspect division by 0, you can catch that specific error and show a friendly message instead of crashing. Use print statements or debugging tools to see what your variables hold right before an error occurs. Test your code with different inputs, especially edge cases, to see how it behaves. Follow Python's syntax rules carefully, because even small mistakes like missing colons or incorrect indentation can cause errors or unexpected behavior. Here is an example of fixing a runtime error with error handling. Try. Result is equal to 10 divided by int, input, enter a number. Print, result is result. Except 0 division error. Print, error, cannot divide by 0. Except value error. Print, error, please enter a valid number. This code asks the user for a number, tries to divide 10 by that number, and catches errors if the user enters 0 or something that isn't a number. It prevents the program from crashing and gives clear feedback. Understanding what causes runtime errors and how to handle them makes your Python programs more reliable. By paying attention to error messages and using proper error handling, you can fix problems quickly and keep your code running smoothly.